I can't believe I'm doing another year with this many goals. Hello beautiful people on the internet, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaden. If you're new here, I post a lot of lifestyle videos, a lot of self-help videos, and a lot of wellness videos. So if you're into any of that, be sure to click the subscribe button down below. But I'm so excited today to do another New Year's resolutions video. I do this every single year. Even back a couple years ago when I wasn't consistent on YouTube, this was the only thing I would religiously force myself to do. I think it's all that like New Year magic that hits me where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be so consistent and I'm gonna be tackling all of my goals at one time. I put a disclaimer in last year's video basically saying I know that like New Year's resolutions are kind of unproductive to some people, and a lot of people have transitioned over to 12-week years because that's a more realistic time frame to set goals in. But for me, I've actually noticed that the last few years I have been pretty accurate where I want to be in the next year, and I think very hard about my resolutions to represent the actual person I want to be as a whole, not just doing things that, not just putting things on there that are temporary or just something that I'm interested in the moment. So I just want to add that in again. I know that New Year's resolutions don't really work for everyone, but they have worked for me, and I feel as though I set pretty smart, achievable, realistic goals for myself that are also pushing me in a positive direction. I'm gonna try to keep the yapping to a minimum in this one because I had a lot of 2025 resolutions and I have a lot of 2026 resolutions. So first we are gonna go over everything that I did and did not achieve in 2025. So if you are only here to see my 2026 New Year's resolutions, you can skip to this timestamp. You can also use the little scroll bar, or you can look in the description to click to the next chapter. So I had 18 goals for 2025, not 25 of them surprisingly, but I actually achieved 12 of those. So first in health and fitness, I had build a consistent workout routine of running, lifting, and flexibility. This is gonna continue to be a journey I'm still on in 2026. I feel like I got better in 2025, but I didn't really run at all due to my ankle issues. I was up and down with lifting, and I was also up and down with flexibility. So definitely looking forward to carrying some of that over into 2026. I had 2 for career, get a pay raise, which I did get, and advance my career further, which I don't believe either I didn't say last year or I didn't elaborate on. I'm still not gonna elaborate. I had multiple things in mind for this, and none of those things happened. I had 4 goals for content. First one was consistently get 1 upload a week, but don't crash out if I do miss an upload here and there. I think I did this one perfectly. I honestly have not gone back and looked at how many videos I uploaded, but I really only missed a week here and there. And to be honest, I was coming off of a year where I really rarely posted. Technically, I did a little bit better in 2024, but I wasn't consistent. I didn't have a schedule. And the year before that, I really did not have any consistency. So I'm still trying to figure out that cadence. This year was a year of really working my ass off and pushing for every single upload, even though I did miss some because I was really burnt out, or I was sick, or I was just trying to make the next video really good. I still overall kept a really good posting consistency. My next goal was to vlog my entire Bali trip. You can watch that video right here. I was so proud of this one. I feel like I did really well. Sometimes when traveling, I'm not super good at documenting everything, but I feel like this one was decent. My next goal was to hit 1K subscribers on YouTube, and let me just preface this by saying I'm very grateful for how much growth I've seen this year. I have over doubled my subscribers, although 1K has been something I have been really striving for the last couple of years. So while I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for not hitting it, it's not discouraging at all. I think I'm actually more motivated to hit that goal than ever. My next goal was to figure out my short form content, and I did check this off, but I feel like I have been up and down with this. There have been multiple times I feel like I found it and then quickly after started to feel like it wasn't hitting the same anymore. So I think that's something we're gonna have to carry over into 2026 as well. Next we had social. So I wanted to focus on getting a social circle of people who are positive and goal oriented. This one was probably my biggest loss here because I don't feel like I've really pushed hard for that one. Even some of the other ones on this list that I didn't achieve, I still really worked hard to try and get them. I don't feel like I really had tunnel vision for this like at all. I do feel like my social life has gotten much better, but I don't feel that I was intentionally seeking it out with new friends of my own. Next for home, I want to upgrade my gaming setup, and then I had 2 sub goals in that, which were specific towards my gaming setup. So I want to get a new long-standing desk and I want to get new monitors. I don't know if you guys can see what's sitting next to me, but I did all of that. This wasn't specified in the New Year's resolutions, but that was pretty much the only thing that I had to really finalize my apartment, at least in terms of buying stuff. So a kind of unspoken goal in there is that I completely finished my apartment and I made it look the way I want it to look. The second goal, which was also kind of related to that overall theme, was to organize my bathroom containers. I have videos detailing my entire apartment diaries from start to finish. I literally started with nothing. I had an air mattress and that's it. Basically, I had an air mattress and a dream. So yeah, those videos are all up on my channel. You can see the entire transformation. For finances, I had two goals. First was to pay 100% off of my student loans, and I have gotten so damn close. I don't know what I started with officially this year, but it's been a little over 3 years, I guess almost 4 years since I graduated college. I started with around 17 grand in student loans and now I am down to 2K. So yeah, like I'm not there yet, but I'm very, very close. And I do expect them to be paid off by April, I would guess. And that's actually very promising to me because I've been saying for the last couple of years, I think I can pay them off by the end of the year. And this one, like, I'm not even thinking about the end of the year. I know that I'm gonna have them paid off before the end of the year. It's just a matter of what part. And I think the latest would be like July, but I'm expecting around April. The second goal was to save up 5K for Bali. I do have a video detailing how much that costed, and I did pay the entire trip off. So while I necessarily didn't have a savings account with 5K saved up for Bali, I did pay it off. So I had enough. So I considered that a win. Next, wow, okay, why is this actually like made me a little sad? I don't think I've actually like processed this one, even though I checked it off a long time ago. In my subsection of self goals, my first one was learn how to be happy again and help others. Now, I don't know how much I'm doing the help others, but I think happiness has been a goal that I have been seeking out for a very long time. And I think this year is the first year I can say I've been genuinely happy. I've had some ups and downs. I have had some depressive episodes for sure, but I think overall I feel very good about my life and I feel very ambitious, very determined, very hopeful about getting everything that I want to get. Not as insecure anymore. I still have a little ways to go, but I've definitely earned a lot of my confidence back. I have healed from a very traumatic relationship. I have found the love of my life. I'm in my dream apartment. I have everything I could have ever wanted. I just have some more things that would be icing on the cake. And when I do say help others, I do mean I've been trying to share what I've learned with other people, and I do try to lift other people up when I'm around them. I also try to share as much of my YouTube videos. So yeah, I hope that that comes across and that I am helping some of you guys. The next goal was to complete the 365 plan. This was my own personal challenge that I made for myself from October 2024 to October 2025. It was basically 12-month-long challenges, doing things that I either felt like I didn't have time for or felt like I always wanted to do, or both. I did stretching, I did writing, I did gratitude, I did journaling, and I took away so many habits from that challenge, and I'm so proud of myself for pushing through. Even though those last few months were kind of difficult for me and I was starting to fall off filming very detailed, I guess, I still took away journaling, I still kind of took away writing, I still took away meditation, I still took away vlogging. Like, I really got a lot out of that. I feel like I learned so much about myself. So yeah, even though I was beating myself up a little bit during it, especially at the end when I didn't feel like I could keep up with it, I'm still really proud of myself and I still consider it a win. My next goal was to find a good therapist and consistently go to therapy. I did find a therapist earlier this year and she was decent. I was consistently going to therapy for maybe a couple months. Overall, it still wasn't for me. It wasn't helping. It was also just too expensive. Like, point blank, I couldn't afford to pay for it anymore. That is something that I would like to return to eventually, but right now I think I'm happy, I'm healthy. It is not a true need right now, but it would be helpful, would be a nice to have. So I'm not mad that I changed my mind on this one. I feel like it was what was best for me at the time. Lastly, I want to become more educated about world events, politics, and sports. I did begrudgingly become a little bit more educated on politics and world events, which is a good and a bad thing. And I think I would say I learned a lot more about sports considering I went from a slightly casual football fan to kind of a die-hard football fan. I'm kind of in this for the long haul now, so yeah. So now the part you guys have all been waiting for. My 26 New Year's resolutions for 2026. So how do I preface this? I guess I'll just start by saying I'm very ambitious this year. I have been setting a very high standard for myself with my actions, although I feel like I'm not meeting my own standards a lot of the time. I do know that I'm doing a hell of a lot better than I used to. I don't expect myself to be locked in 24/7, but if I am, I know I can get all of these easy. But yeah, I don't know. I expect these to fluctuate. I don't expect me to be completely zoned in on all of these throughout the entire year. But as I said in the intro, this kind of encompasses the person I want to be as a whole. The things that I have been consistently feeling that I want to be for years and years and years. So I have 4 goals in health and fitness. First is to stay within my goal weight range. I don't have a goal weight necessarily right now. And I know I've probably said it before, but I don't like sharing my goal weight or my current weight over and over again because I don't want people to like fixate on numbers like that. But basically I have like a 5-pound range that I'm okay with being in, and I'm in that range right now. I basically just don't want to gain the weight back that I've lost over the last few months. The second goal I have is to have an 8K step average for the entire year. This one I am very hesitant about. For the last few months, I have been having a lot of 10K step days. I've been having some 15K, some 20K. I walk a lot. Additionally, like I used to, if I didn't really get up and do workouts or anything, I used to get like 2K steps. Now I don't really do that. Like a minimum for me is gonna be at least 5K unless there's something really wrong. So I definitely feel like that is gonna increase. Also, I have an Aura ring now, so this is more accurate about tracking my steps. When it was just fully my phone, it didn't really get all the steps because it wasn't always on me, but the Aura ring helps a lot, and I've been more consistently paying attention to it because it's on my lock screen and it's something that affects my scores every single day. Also, just a little side comment, it's been the only thing that has really helped me lose weight, so I definitely want to upkeep that. My third goal is to run at least 2 to 3 times a month, which I don't really know about this one either. I definitely want to do it. However, as I said earlier in the video, I do have ankle issues, and that's why I didn't really run that much this year. As much as I do want to do it, it hasn't been a desire issue or even like a motivation issue. It's genuinely because I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do for my foot. At the same time, I haven't gone to the doctor for it, nor do I think I will anytime soon. I am going to make sure I stretch and make sure I roll, and if it like continues to flare up really badly, then I'll take a break and I'll just consider that goal achieved for what I could do that was best for my health. I just want to maintain some kind of frequency with it so that when I am healed up and I am ready to do it again, I'm not starting from literal zero. I'm yapping way too much, but my 4th goal is to start practicing basic calisthenics. I've talked about this before. This is something I really want to do. It is so intimidating, but I've seen a lot of people talk about some basic beginner goals you can start with, and I think I'm gonna do it. Our next category is career, and my first goal on that is carried over from last year. It is still to advance my career further. There's a lot of different avenues I can take, and it's almost gotten to a point to where I don't care what it is. I just want to progress. Whatever that means. I literally am just like waiting for something to happen, and it feels like nothing will. So I'm gonna be more pushy. I'm gonna be more trial and error, I guess. I'm gonna be exploring a lot of different avenues, which kind of relates to my next goal, which is to start planning out grad school. Yay. I don't know. See, that one was like, this one has been a pretty recent development. A lot of the ones on my list right now, they have been things I've been thinking about for a long time. And yes, I have been thinking about grad school for a long time, but I don't know if I am at the ready to take action stage, I guess, which is why I'm more so planning it. I would like to look into it. I'm not saying I would like to start it. I think that's a very big commitment that I'm not gonna say yes to right now, but it's something I want to look into. Yeah. That's all I got. Next area is content creation. My first goal is a little bit altered from last year. I would like to post 2 to 3 long form videos every month. The reason why I'm aiming for less than once a week is I'm trying to make my videos higher quality. And if that means I have to take a little bit longer, if it takes me a week and a half or 2 weeks to finish editing it because I'm really taking my time with it, then that's okay. Basically, this is a numerical form of a very specific mentality I'm having, which is don't post the video when it has to be uploaded, post it when it's done. I think sometimes I rush the process or tell myself just because I have to have it done on this date that it's okay if it's done sloppily, but that's not something that matters to me. I think I'm more focused on the quality now than I am the quantity without completely sacrificing the quantity. I would rather do 2 to 3 a month. Yeah, even if that means only 2 a month, if those videos are a lot better than the ones I was posting every week. And that doesn't mean I'm completely falling off one a week. I might still do once a week for a while. I'm really doing a lot of background stuff right now, a lot of trying to figure out what I want my content to be. So it may still be more frequent uploads. I just want them to be quality, like I said. My next goal is short form content every 1 to 3 days. I am not expecting this to start on January 1st. I'm expecting this to progress over time. I know that I have a hard time with my short form in the way that it looks and just being happy about it. So I think while I've kind of gotten a hold on my long form, I think I'm still in the phase with my short form where I just have to throw out a bunch of shit and eventually I'll figure out what I like and what you guys like. Whereas short form, I can pull back a little bit and hone in on the things that I know are working better for me. My next goal is to hit 5K subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, I know, I jumped from 1K to 5K. I do believe that once you hit 1K, the growth just starts going faster and faster, and that rate continues to increase as you get further down the line. I'm still really focused on that 1K for right now, but I'm hoping that once I get there, I'll be able to push even harder and I'll be able to get that 5K. Oh, my next one. This one is so daunting to me, but it's to create and upload 5 Notion templates. I only did 1 in 2025 because I'm so meticulous about my templates and I take a long time to make all of them. The one that I ended up uploading was one that I already had, so I think that's maybe the route I need to take. But even if I don't, I really just need to get some uploaded because that's something that I really want to do. Next category we have is hobbies. So my first goal in this is to finish the rough draft of my book, which is really funny because in my Why You Fail Every Year video, I was like, oh, maybe saying writing a first draft of a book is not a great goal to have for the entire year. And yeah, I put that down even though I haven't really been writing. I'm gonna make time for it every week. I don't care. I'm gonna schedule it in or else it is not gonna get done. I think going back a little bit, I know I'm yapping a lot, but hear me out. I think that's another reason that I want it to maybe go a little bit easier on the uploads, because in my ideal life, I just have like a weekly schedule. What I've been doing is Monday kind of just relaxing day. Tuesday is an admin day. Wednesday is like a health-based day. Also Monday is too. I go to the gym on Mondays and Wednesdays usually. Thursday and Friday are my YouTube days. Saturday is usually date day or like go out day or just relax. It's usually hang out with my boyfriend more so. Sunday is a full reset day. So it's chores, playing games, organizing, and I'm very particular about my schedule and I really want to stay true to it in 2026. I don't want to fall off of it because what happens usually is I have a video that's not done on Tuesday, so I skip all my admin work, or I don't have a video done on Sunday, so I don't do my Sunday reset. Like a lot of things are overtaken by YouTube, and I think that's kind of the point is I just want to do as much as I can on Thursday and Friday, and if I don't finish it, then it can carry over. With that being said, I would also like to schedule in some writing time somewhere in my week, and I think that that's a good goal to have. My second goal is 30 books for the entire year. I'm just trying to think right now, like, is this reasonable? Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. I have 29 for this year and I'm almost finished my last one. Yeah, 30 books I think is definitely attainable, but I'm gonna have to push a little bit. My next 2 goals are both gaming within hobbies. The first one is related to Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is a game I religiously play. I would like to finish decorating my whole entire valley. So if you care about games, specifically Disney Dreamlight Valley, be sure to subscribe to my gaming channel right here. I don't post obsessively there, but I do post every now and again, and I'm gonna be documenting all the builds that I do across my whole valley. The second goal I have is to feel good about all my core games. It's a really weird statement to make and probably one that most people are like, what the fuck does that mean for? Basically, it's just I cannot maintain all of my games because of how strict of a schedule I run with myself. I don't let myself play games unless I've done everything else. And when I do get a chance to game, I'm usually playing one of them because because that's the one I feel like I'm doing the best at, and that's the one I'm making the most progress at. When in reality, I have like 10 games that I like in my circulation, and I want to feel like I'm in a good place with all of those and I'm able to upkeep that. I don't know if that's possible, especially in adulthood, but we're gonna try. My next category is appearance, and I actually have 3 in this category. So my first one is to find a good makeup routine and to get good products for every step of the process. I don't hate my makeup routine right now. On the one hand, I'm just happy I have one. However, I didn't do my makeup for so long. I've talked about this a lot, but throughout my entire last relationship, there were a lot of fun things I got told and just a lot of fun feelings I was having that made me not want to care about myself at all or care about life at all. It made me very depressed. So I basically just fell off of doing anything, brushing my hair, doing my makeup, putting on good clothes. So I just lost my ties to the makeup world. I used to be very into it as a teenager, and I am now, just not in the same way because I've had so much time without it. It doesn't feel 100% natural to me like it used to. So that's a huge goal for me because for so long I felt like I lost myself and I wasn't taking care of myself and I was never put together. Now I just want to be as put together as possible all the time, which is maybe an unhealthy coping mechanism, but it is one that I have. The next goal I have is to develop a capsule wardrobe with at least 5 to 10 new pieces. This is killing me. I am going through clothes like crazy. I swear everything keeps ripping and falling apart because I only wear the same like 2 pair of jeans every single day, and I don't get new clothes. So then I wear out the few clothes that I do have, and then I get replacements, and then I wear those out because I don't get replacements fast enough. But I was broke all through 2025, so I didn't have money to get clothes. I guess I did, but I spent it all on Bali in my apartment. So this is the year, once I pay off my student loans, to get clothes and makeup, products that make me feel good in my skin. And then my last goal in this category is to start learning how to do my nails myself. Guys, I don't know what my problem is. I have a curse. I started getting my nails done in 2025. I was going to like a random salon with random people every single time. They started absolutely destroying my nails with a drill. They were so brittle underneath, they could not take anymore. So then I went to a private nail tech, and she was taking much better care of my nails. However, it was still expensive and my nails kept falling off within like a week. And this was completely new to me because that never happened with my old salon. So then I figured if they were gonna fall off anyways and it was gonna be expensive, I might as well just do them myself. So I started doing press-ons because they're really cheap and they're really easy and they work most of the time. However, I've just gotten to a point to where they don't last like one day. And it wasn't always like this. It just happened. So basically I just like need to rehaul my whole entire nail process, and I want to do them all myself, but I want it to be such a science and I don't want my nails to ever fall off. My goal is to get to a point where I'm making my own press-ons out of Gel X extensions, or I might do hard gel. I think those two may be able to be combined. I'm not fully sure in the whole process, but I have to find something better than this because this keeps happening. My next category is social. So my first goal is to plan one social event every 3 months. This doesn't mean that I'm only hanging out with people every 3 months. This is basically just something very intentionally putting myself out there because like I'm good with my family, my boyfriend's family. I have some people at work that I'm good with, but like this is more so going on friend dates, going to parties, going to events. Every 3 months is not that difficult. I've come a long way socially, so that is not super intimidating. It's just the process of actually getting something on the schedule and making sure that it's done. My next goal is to meet someone new on Bumble BFF. I have met, I guess technically I only met in person, one person on Bumble BFF, but I've made a couple friends. There's only one that really stands out. But yeah, it is possible. It is a little bit like a dating app where you kind of have to push people to actually hang out and actually talk to you. But I think it's a good place to make friends, and also their new app is like super fucking cool. Actually, in my city, there is like a girls club. I did join the group. It's just like very intimidating to go into because they do all hang out together often and they do all know each other, and I don't know how to insert myself into that, but maybe something I can try in 2026. I don't know. I feel like I might have a heart attack if I do that. My next category is relationships. So this is a pretty big one in 2026 because my boyfriend and I are moving in together together, as I've said a million times before. I feel it's gonna be really embarrassing if that doesn't happen, but that's what we are planning on happening. So I kind of set that as its own goal, even though it's pretty set in stone. So it just says move in with Kyle and decorate our place together. And then the second goal is to think about getting another dog. We kind of already have a dog. Technically he has a dog, and I have kind of assimilated into being the stepmom, and the more, you know, we're all together, the more I feel like he is my dog. When we move in together, I will definitely be like, this is my dog in videos, because he kind of is. He just doesn't live with me right now, but I really want us to have a dog that we got together. I really want a corgi specifically. I've been talking about this for a while. It was on my 2025 vision board, even though I knew it probably wasn't gonna happen. I think I probably put that on my vision board actually before I knew when my boyfriend and I would live together, because I didn't know what his timeline would have been. So maybe I was thinking we were gonna live together and have a corgi by then, but nope, we're doing next year. And although I think it really could happen, it's just going to depend on the timing, because we're moving in July, August, and then we have a lot of stuff going on from there on out for the rest of the year. And I don't know if throwing a dog into the mix is going to be very productive, but we'll see. That's why it's just think about getting one and not actually getting one. If the timing is right, we'll get one. If it's not, we won't. Next category is finances, and the first thing I want to do is a carryover. I would like to pay off 100% of my student loans, which I am about as sure as I possibly can be that will happen. I'm just gonna repeat it so it comes true, but that should happen by April. There is basically no reason that wouldn't be done by April. And then my second goal is to save up 5 to 10K in my savings account. Once I am done with the student loans, and once I am out of this apartment and I have shared rent with someone, I think I'll be able to start saving like crazy. So I think that's a reasonable expectation, but again, we'll see. My next category is travel, and my only goal in this is to do something off of my Colorado lifetime list. I have a huge list of lifetime goals, okay? This is basically my unhinged, every single thing I would want to do before I die, so bucket list essentially. When I moved to Colorado, I wanted to make sure I was doing all of the things I said I want to do in the state that I lived in. And I've done a few of the big ones that everyone always talks about: Meow Wolf, Garden of the Gods, Red Rocks. However, I haven't really been to a mountain town. I went to Durango, which was still a mountain town, but I would like to go to like Aspen, Vail, those kind of vibes. I also think I have some other ones on that list. I will insert that list right here so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm thinking about. I might add some onto that list as well, but those are the things that I'm kind of thinking of. And then my last two goals are just in the other category. So my first one is to celebrate seasons, holidays, birthdays, events correctly. By that definition, I mean decorate, make recipes, dress up, get presents, hang out with people, basically do all the things I would want myself to do in my dream life. I've talked about this a lot. It is very, very important to me that I romanticize every single part of life. And I'm so adamant and so sure I'm gonna accomplish this. My last goal is to become well-spoken and socially confident. I've come a long way in the last 2 years. I remember when my goal was to just talk to someone one time a month. And now I wanna be socially confident? I mean, as I said, I've come so far. Like, I really have made big strides in my social life, I guess, because I've dealt with social anxiety my whole life, pretty extreme social anxiety, and also just generalized anxiety as well. But now I'm at the point that I'm past just being able to talk to people in general. I just want to be confident when I do it, and I want to be well spoken. I feel like I have a hard time saying what I'm thinking because I do still freeze every now and again. And I know that my dream self doesn't worry about that kind of stuff. She just speaks fluently, confidently, and I have very specific plans on how I'm going to do this, so be on the lookout for that. But that is all I have, and my camera is about to die, so we need to wrap it up pretty quickly. I'm sorry this video is so long. I do have a lot to say about my goals because I am very passionate about the person I am and the person I want to become. There's nothing else to really elaborate on. I guess you guys will just have to stick around and see my progress in real time. If you're interested in any of that, you can definitely click the subscribe button down below to follow my journey. And if you want to see how much of a change I made from last year, definitely go watch last year's video. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the new year. Bye.